Okay, at this time we're going to be looking at eighth notes right now with an active left hand. The active left hand, as you'll notice, will be coming right in on the beats, okay? And and you can play single letters. Even though you're looking at chord symbols right now, an easy way to pretty much have all your focus go into your right hand would be have the left hand be simplified, okay? Of course, we can add more to our left hand if you wanted to add to this exercise, but right now, for our exercise purpose, let's really focus in on the right hand, counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you'll notice there's some offbeat selections here. And you'll also notice that the fingering on this page is very interesting, because what's going to happen, as the notes get higher in the piece, the fingering will be indicated. You'll see the 5, and you'll see that'll be setting you up for stuff to come. So you'll see all of a sudden you jump to a 5th finger, and you might wonder at that time why you're jumping up like that, but only to know that the next up-and-coming notes coming up in the next bar or two are going to be better positioning your hands. So, but what you'll find when you're playing normal sheet music and lead sheets, and a lot of cases you will not have the fingering there. So remember to be looking ahead, and as you see the notes in the treble clef get higher, your hand should be moving and getting ready to set up to that higher position. Okay, so that's really important. To when you start getting into situations where you got to play things faster, you want to be using a more comfortable hand position to be able to pull it off. Okay, so right now let's take a look at the 8th notes with the active left hand. This is really interesting, and I think you'll find we'll do it first of all counting out loud, and then you can get better tuned in with this with the metronome. Okay, watch. So starting off here, you can play the left-hand letters, of course, any place you want. When you see C/E, that means it's a C chord with an E in the bass, so you're going to play the E. Same with G/B, you're going to play a B in the left hand. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Now watch here, see the fingering? It goes 3 and, second finger thumb under, 4 and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 3 and 4 and. See how that all fits in place? Here we go. 1 and, again thumb under, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and A minor come in on the 3rd beat, 3 and 4 and now here's the offbeat stuff here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Isn't that nice? Now, if we were to get a little bit more comfortable with our counting and the placement, we then put in the metronome. Okay, we could put in a metronome. So as you'll see here, when you put the metronome into the picture, it makes it a little bit more difficult, and it's pushing you along. And what you'll find is if you're trying to adhere to the fingering, that could present another little problem where you will, because the metronome is pushing you so much, unless you have it really under your hand and you've worked out a little particular bar, you may find yourself wandering from the given fingering here. That's okay, okay? The big thing here, when you're playing in time, the most important thing is to get to the note on time, okay? Very, very important rule. So, eighth notes, when you see an eighth note in music, it's best to remember to divide your counting into halves. Each beat into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so even if you see a bar, like the very last bar of music here, you have a half note and a half rest, you're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you're still counting it with a separation. So you don't necessarily have to count out loud either when you're working with eighth notes. What will happen is eventually you'll start feeling the pulse. It'll go internally. It will become part of you. So that's what will happen is each pulse that you feel, it'll be almost like boom, boom, almost like a heartbeat. Boom, boom. You'll feel that second part of it, okay? So watch this very carefully. It's really setting us up for a lot of tune playing, and it really gets you tuned into the eighth notes in full application, keeping that left hand moving too. It's a good one, okay? Enjoy it.